I want to say one thing about, I've forgotten what I was going to say. I spent my entire life making my living as a writer. I wrote advertising copy for 30 years, and still do. And I tell you, this is extremely good, a good place to go for anyone who's thinking about a career in writing. Journalism is a good career. Trained journalists aren't necessarily bad writers, but because there's a tightness that. Does anybody read Carl Hiaasen? I mean, he's a brilliant novelist. And he's a columnist. He's a journalist. He's a columnist. His prose style is tight and wonderful and sharp and very, very good. And I think it's because of that discipline. I'd say the thing that I really became an expert at writing advertising copy is voice and persona. I once wrote a pamphlet explaining menstruation to young girls in the voice of an older sister. And that's the point at which I thought, yeah, you can write, dude. This is pretty good. It worked. It was for Midal. It was with the clients. And I think that's the sort of thing you should think about. In my work now, my column has been around for a while. I write, my persona is a middle-aged doof, and I'm really qualified to do that. I've spent a lot of time being a middle-aged doof. And so I think that's really important. Dig into what's around you. The thing, everyone's talked about reading. That's what was my first thought, and I was kind of spinning on that. I lead several different writers groups, as I mentioned. I've had people walk up to me and say, I want to write young adult novels. Cool, who do you read? Oh, I don't read those. Oh, how do you think you could write something? You need to read everybody who is anybody in the field you want to write in. You need to really be an expert in what you do, who's good, who's bad, why they're what they are, where the field came from. That's you need to train yourself in whatever genre you want to write in. There's a book by a fellow named Loren Esselman that I will recommend to any aspiring writer. It's called Writing the Popular Novel. Now, Loren has about 60 novels in print. He's been publishing since the 60s. And he lives here in Michigan. He's a very, very fine writer. If you've ever had the chance to hear him speak, he's wonderful. But this book really, it's hard to find. You're going to have to find it used on Amazon because it's gone out of print now. But it really dissects the idea of writing to a genre, writing to whatever, how to understand the genre you're writing in, how to meet those needs, how to communicate with your agent, how all these things are going to work. So I'll give you that afterwards if you're interested in looking for it.
I'm probably going to ask you for that.
Okay, yeah.
I know books I'm writing.
Great book.
Just ask my wife. Too many books. Too little of my own. My background that I would inject into my stories, I have a heavy music background, but oddly enough, I don't really do a lot of music in my stories. I do have a science background. In the past it's been radiology, currently it's computer technology, gadgets, gizmos, stuff like that. So obviously I can make use of that in science fiction. As far as anything else, I mean, I don't really consider myself much of an expert.
Do you read science fiction?
Oh, yes.
And you always have read science fiction?
Oh, yeah.
There's a qualification for writing science
Yeah.
fiction.
That's true, that's true. But I'm taking expertise in something in life. But, yeah, I read a lot of science fiction, obviously. Heinlein, Wells, Verne, you name it, I've probably read it. Anne McCaffrey's one of my favorites. Okay. If you say so. I won't argue. But, yeah, it is interesting, as they've been saying, how you can just take the experiences of your life and find some way to mold them into the fabric of a story. And it'll come to you at the strangest times. Even if you're not looking for it, suddenly something from your past sparks an idea. It's like, wow, I could write something using that background. So just one of the things that Mike had mentioned was journaling, right? And that's also a good way to discover yourself more. And it will generate ideas because you'll dig into your life, into your past, into your current and past experiences, and something will spark an idea. Or you can go back if you're working on something and look through these journal entries and say, wow, I can use that for this piece. So just some other things that you can use to build on your ready for things.
Okay, I'm gonna make this short and to the point. Okay, I think I'm an expert in marketing because they have me going everywhere. Like I have traveled to Kentucky, Ohio, Florida, Texas, California, Arizona, talking to the schools about the importance of reading and writing, and obviously I get paid for it, which is nice. I also do a lot of radio interviews, and I got a letter from Oprah, and which was really, really cool. And yeah, so I'm really, really good at marketing. I go to a lot of book signings, and I've sold thousands and thousands of copies. I don't know how much the crossing sold exactly. I think in like the 15,000s, is it? Yeah. And then Allison Investigates. It's really hard to keep off the shelf. It's hard to keep on the shelves, my bad. And my warehouse sold out of it, so that's good.
All right, I'll try and keep this shorter too in the interest of time here. Areas of expertise, I guess I would say marketing and PR. I do a lot of writing in marketing and PR, and once you decide to get published, that has to become an expertise of your own too, or you have to have a good PR person behind you, because once you get published, writing turns into a business and you turn into a business owner. For this particular book here, Why Is There a Limit in My Fruit Salad? How to Stay Sweet When Life Turns Sour, I became an expert in something I didn't really want to be an expert in, and that was how to laugh during the hard times and how to find joy inside of you, even when your circumstances in life aren't happy. And I stenciled Carpe Diem, which means seize the day, across the top of my front door, so I see it every day when I leave, and I just started learning how to laugh and appreciate the little things in life, and a book came out of that. And I think I would encourage everyone here to write what you know. If you're a hobbyist, if you do model trains, if you do photography, anything that you do can be turned into something that somebody wants to read. You can inspire people, you can teach people, you can help people, and just start submitting to magazines, and you never know.